everyone, Jai Shri Krishna. So after a long while I got some time to make this video, this 8th story video of Mahabharata. So I hope you are all doing very well with your family and friends. So we will start with the 8th story video. First we should recap where we left off in our 7th story. It's when Bhishma went to meet Vedvyas and found out that Vedvyas is also son of Satyavati. Now Bhishma is back at Hastinapur with Vedvyas. Vedvyas comes back to Hastinapur and meets Satyavati. Satyavati tells him that her biggest concern right now is that the throne of Hastinapur is empty and there is no one to rule or serve the country, as Vichitraveer has passed away. He has no son and Bhishma is unwilling to break his oath. So Satyavati told Vedvyas that in these circumstances it becomes his duty, as he is also his son, her son, it becomes Vedvyas' duty to help out. And she tells Vedvyas to follow the ancient tradition of Niyoga. So if we just search with this term Niyoga, we will find out that Niyoga was an ancient tradition of India by which a lady who is unable to conceive a child because of various reasons like death of her husband or any other, and there is no other way by which there is no other way left by which that lady can conceive a child, then they used to call a revered and respected person like a sage, great sage like Vedvyas, to come and help that lady to conceive a child. Now this system, this tradition had many restrictions with it. So first of all, the person who is helping the lady has to be a revered, respected person. It cannot be just an ordinary man going on the street. Second, the person who is helping out, the great sage, will never claim the paternal rights over the child. The child will always be considered the child of lady and her husband. So they have created all these restrictions, 7-8 restrictions, so that this system, this tradition cannot be misused. So Satyavati told Vedvyas to follow the tradition of Niyoga. Vedvyas told that alright, I am willing to serve your orders, whatever you say, as your mother, but for this you need to give me 1 year time, because when Bhishma came to meet me, I was in a very aggressive form of meditation. So right now if I go to the princess Ambika and Ambalika, they will get feared, they will get scared. It was also because the personality of Vedvyas was very frightening one. He was a very dark skinned person, he was very tall, and the whole personality, the whole physique was very frightening. So that's why Vedvyas told that he should get 1 year time to come in his normal form, and then he will serve the orders of Satyavati. But Satyavati told, no, I am not willing to wait for 1 year. I don't know what will happen in next 1 year. So you should follow my orders right now. Vedvyas again tried to convince her, but of no use. So at the end, Vedvyas had to go to see the princess. First he went to see Princess Ambika. So as Vedvyas told that the princess will get scared after seeing me, Ambika got scared and she closed her eyes. So what Vedvyas told Satyavati, that she will conceive a child and child will take birth, but the child will be born blind. He then goes to Ambalika, the second princess. She also gets scared, and but she doesn't close her eyes. She doesn't close her eyes. So Vedvyas told that alright, she will give birth to a son, and that son will be able to see, but he will be very weak. He will not be a strong person. He will be continuously sick or something like that. Now Satyavati again told that okay, try one more time, go again. So Vedvyas again goes to meet princess, and this time both the princes, because they were so scared of the personality of Vedvyas, sent their servant, the lady servant, to meet Vedvyas. This lady servant didn't get scared after seeing Vedvyas. So Vedvyas came and told told Satyavati that both the princes had sent their lady servant, and the child conceived by the lady servant will have all the qualities of myself, all the knowledge, and he will be like an ocean of knowledge. Like this, the birth of three sons were destined. Ambika gave birth to Dhritarashtra, who was born blind. Ambalika gave birth to Pandu, who was alright not blind, but he was very weak. He was not a strong person. And third, the lady servant gave birth to Vidur. Vidur word itself means ocean of knowledge. He was a very knowledgeable person. He was a very person of high morals, high morality, and throughout the story of Mahabharata, we will see many incidents where he had shown his knowledge and morals. So like this, these three children were born, and we will stop here our story. We will continue in our next video, but the biggest important learning or relevancy from this story is that many times in our life we are not prepared to wait till the right moment comes. So when Vedvyas told Satyavati that we should wait for 1 year, nothing was going to happen in 1 year time. She should have waited, but she decided to force Vedvyas to go and meet both the princes. So the same thing comes in our life when we are just eager, anxious to get some result out of our efforts, and we just want to get something, and we are not ready to wait, and we end up in spoiling our own destiny. So this is the moral of the story, that we should wait for the correct time. We should continue to work till the results are out, and we should not be showing our eagerness or anxiousness to get the results out. So I hope this makes sense, and we will continue our story from next video. Thank you.